One thing I learned after wasting my life playing 12 years of video games was that most of the memories that you make are absolutely worthless. You think after 12 years I would have these this photo booth of like so many memories and like great experiences to draw from. And I do, but it's not worth the time invested. Like for every year I probably come away with like one or two memories that stick out in my head. So that puts into perspective how useless it is from a time invested to what you're getting out of it ratio. There are so many other things I could have been doing to have a more fulfilling life and a more varied human experience, but instead I just spent all of my formative years, especially from ages 12 to 18, basically my teenage years, I just spent it all on video games. What became of me was that I stopped remembering things from my childhood. Like I can't remember what happened in my childhood. Basically, all I remember is school and video games. I can't remember like any fun activities. I don't have any of these precious teenage memories that everyone latches onto. I don't have that because all I did was just play video games all the time. And looking back, it's really sad that like my parents, they tried their best, but they couldn't get me out of it. And I was just wasting so much time and time and time. And now looking back on it, there's nothing to look back on because I can't remember anything. And the reason for this is because video games are like a drug. I don't care what the fuck anyone says, video games are like a drug. I would know because I have 12 years of experience playing the game, right? So just shut up and listen to me when I say this. Just like how you build up tolerance to drugs and alcohol, you build up tolerance to the stimulation of video games. The dopamine hit, the thrill seek, eventually you build up tolerance to it. And what happens is that in order for you to get the hit again, you need to either play more or you need to find other video games that satisfy the same fantasy of like a deeper, more stimulating, more lifelike experience. And what happens is that it opens the can of worms of like you just go deeper and deeper and deeper and find more and more. You spend more and more time playing these games, and at the end of the day you have nothing to show for it because it's all just wasted time. Here's an actionable step for you. You can have your video games, right? I'm not going to take them away from you. If you're looking for advice on how to like get rid of, like, maybe your son is addicted or something and you're trying to get advice, what I would do is that don't take away video games altogether. That's not going to work. That's too much too soon. It's definitely not going to work. What I need you to do is that, let's say your son plays 7 hours a day, right? I used to be averaging fucking 10 hours a day, so 7 hours is nothing. Out of those 7 hours, give him 6 hours to play video games, do whatever you like. And the rest, the 1 hour, don't tell him to study, don't tell him to do housework, don't tell him to do anything. Tell him to get out of the house. Tell him to get out of the house, go do something outside of the house, whether it's sports or talking to girls or whatever it is. Just do something outside of the house. This does two things. One, obviously he's getting out of the house, he gets to experience life, he gets to, go out and use other social skills that he has. He gets to develop more experiences. But the second most important thing is that you start to have natural ways of giving yourself dopamine instead of the artificial dopamine that the video game companies have curated for you specifically so you can stay addicted for as long as possible. You're going outside and still getting the dopamine hit, but you're getting it from other things. You're getting it from a soft breeze on a fall evening. You're getting it from talking to a pretty girl that you fancy. You're getting it from spending time with your friends or eating good food. He's getting these experiences from outside sources that are naturally occurring instead of wasting his life away chasing the drug that is the stimulation from video games. Doing this over time, you might have to start off with like 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Eventually, over years and years and years, you can slowly start to get rid of the time he spends playing video games if you just allow him to acclimate to just simply going outside of the house. You need to teach whoever your loved one is that there's adventure waiting outside of the house. There's always some shit that can go down if you just simply walk outside and simply go and experience life, right? So just give that a try next time. Whenever your loved one is too addicted, doesn't want to spend time with you, or is too withdrawn from you, try doing that. Just simply in micro dosages, just get them out of the house. Either you can go with them or just by themselves, whatever it is, just get them out of the house, slowly, progressively overload it like you would do in a gym. And eventually, over a long enough period of time, it's going to permanently get rid of these addictions for good. Thanks for listening, guys. I'll see you in the next video.